Hello, everyone. It's time for another Frank White Friday. And I believe in my previous report, I talked a little bit about AI and space migration. I want to talk about that a little more. I've thought about it at some length now, and I've realized our current paradigm of large-scale space migration is out of date. On the one hand, you have critics saying how dangerous it is with radiation, zero gravity, and so on, to be off the planet. And we say, yes, we know that. We know it's hard, but we want to do it anyway. We think it's necessary to do it anyway. That's all fine. However, there's another way of responding, and it has to do with artificial intelligence and robotics. Let's just think about, for example, my favorite scenario, which is the O'Neill vision of building freestanding space communities at the Lagrange points between the Earth and the Moon. Now, humans could do that. You'd have to find a way to go to the asteroids to get the material if you wanted to avoid mining on the moon, which most of us do. But you could do that. And humans built the International Space Station pretty much on their own without robotics and AI. So it theoretically could be done. But on the other hand, let's think about it. The way artificial intelligence is going today and the rapid development of robotics, why would we do it that way? It appears to me at this point that in, I don't know, 5 years, we could have an AI read everything Gerard O'Neill ever wrote and say, make one of these for me. I'm laughing, but I'm repeating myself. 2 years ago, I could not imagine ChatGPT would appear so soon. And you can tell Chat to do something, and it does it pretty much. You don't have to program it. And so let's imagine a robot ship with artificial intelligence that knows its job is to go and find an asteroid and to bring it back and then deconstruct it, if you will. And then maybe there's another robot that goes into orbit and or a swarm of them, and they build the O'Neill community. And then the humans go there and they live there. It's very much like a development on the Earth. If you want to live, let's say, in a suburb of a major city, you might go buy the land and build a house yourself, but most people would go there and have a contractor build the house, or there's a contractor who's built the house and they'll sell that house to you. Then you move in. And usually you don't do it until you have sold your existing home. So that it really is the new paradigm. And my friend Rod Pyle tells me he's thought of this as well. And he has an article in Ad Astra, I believe it is, about how the Jet Propulsion Lab is thinking about this. And actually, he cited an article written some years ago about maybe not as sophisticated AI and robotics as I'm talking about, but certainly using artificial intelligence for space exploration. I'll mention one other point. When we think about Mars and Elon Musk, we tend to think of 100 people piling into one of Elon's starships and traveling to Mars in 8 months or whatever. Then they land and they start building habitats. Well, I haven't heard Elon talk about artificial gravity. So the people are going to be pretty debilitated after 8 months in zero G. And then they land, and then they're in this very hostile environment, and they're going to start building habitats. Doesn't sound realistic, but again, I recently read Elon talked about Tesla as being more an AI and robotics company than a car company. So maybe SpaceX is more of an AI and robotics company than a spacecraft company, a launch company, let's say. Therefore, I could imagine Elon either turning Starship into an intelligent AI that might go prior to the humans, or he might invent something else. If he gets bored, he might invent another machine that would go and again build the habitat, and then you send the people, and when they get there, there's a place for them to live. Now, I don't want to get into the companies that have already thought of this. I'm trying to be company agnostic here, but I can tell you this is not an original idea of mine. And I have heard it from other industry leaders. And if you go to YouTube, you can find their talks. But think about it. What is your paradigm for large-scale space migration? If it doesn't include AI and robotics, is it realistic? Have a great weekend. Ponder what I have shared with you. And